Kick-ass facts, predictions for the future. That's my old-timey future voice. I'm pretty sure that voice was inspired by the radio voice from BioShock. Andrew Ryan. Predictions from Victorian futurists include school children would be taught using a learning machine that would transmit all the information from books directly into their brains, like the Matrix. I know Kung Fu. Firemen would be able to fly around to put out fires. Police would also have flying capabilities. We would be racing or riding aquatic animals for pleasure and transportation. I'm super kind of bummed out about that one. Although we'd want them to be voluntary, we don't want to exploit animals, you know what I'm saying. Air taxis would be very common. We would also play sports underwater. We could walk on water using special footwear, and we would be able to control the weather using technology, although I'm pretty sure some conspiracy theorists think that we can. 100 years ago, they believed in the future we could transport buildings, even entire towns, using enormous carriages pulled by trains. They also thought we'd have domed cities and moving sidewalks everywhere. In 1900, the Ladies' Home Journal published predictions for the year 2000. There will be no wild animals except in menageries. Rats and mice will have been exterminated. The horse will become practically extinct, replaced by the automobile. Every school, college, and community will have a complete gymnasium. All cities will have public gymnasiums. A man or woman unable to walk 10 miles at a stretch would be regarded as a weakling. In the 1920s, they thought the average apartment would include electric light bookshelves, under-seat heating, electric pianos, electric ozonators and deodorizers in every room, electrical cigar lighters, combination electric phonograph and radio telephone, electric window openers, and refrigerators in every room. In a 1933 article about the face of the future, it was predicted the future human would be a cyclops. This future eye would be in the center of the face below a high forehead where the bridge of the nose once rested. The doctor thought that while the human eye originally evolved to see far in the distance, modern humans read, write, repair watches, cut gems, can't even tell you how many times I've done that today, examine pictures, and so forth. So our eye would evolve for that purpose. In 1951, the early days of television, they thought TV would eat up more and more of people's time they spent reading books and thinking thoughts. Like radio didn't exist. They said, by the 21st century, our people doubtless will be squint-eyed, hunchback, and fond of the dark. But why am I carrying on like this? Chances are the grandchild of the television age won't know how to read this. Proof positive that every generation thinks their generation is the best, the generation that came before them are dinosaurs, and the ones coming after them are idiots. A 1956 surgeon predicted that we'd have a magic pill that could cure everything. All the victories which have been the pride of brilliant surgeons will be forgotten, replaced by the discovery of a substance which, in the form of a capsule, will capture the sources of energy that will bring recovery within hours. In 1957, they assumed almost everything in the future would be made of plastic. Dishes, cups, countertops, walls, floors, ceilings, tabletops, shelves, and cabinets. Plastic in all their colorful, functional, and beautiful versatility. Americans, you're gonna fucking love this one. In the 1960s, a Senate committee projected the American work week would be down to 14 hours by the year 2000. Side note, in 2013, 40% of working Americans worked more than 40 hours per week. In 1966, they thought you'd be able to just pop on down to the pharmacy and buy anti-grouch pills that you could slip into your spouse's coffee if they were in a bad mood. In 1967, the Wall Street Journal predicted that the availability of robots would enable the 21st century man to spend hours relaxing at home on the sofa with his wife. In a Britain of the Future video depicting life in the year 2000, they said, we should assume a peaceful world and plan on that basis. The anchorman continues, we will be able to choose the sex of our children, and in that future we can even select offspring with superior mathematical abilities. A 1992 article about multisensual media predicted that the 21st century would bring full-color, large-scale, holographic TV with force feedback and olfactory output, so we'd be able to feel and smell what's on television. For the love of fuck, no. And finally, in 1999, futurists thought the human life expectancy would rise to over 100 by 2019. Computerized health monitors built into watches, jewelry, and clothing will diagnose both acute and chronic health conditions and would be widely used. In addition to diagnosis, these monitors would provide a range of remedial recommendations and interventions. Side note, in 2019, the average life expectancy of the global population was 72.6 years.